Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Idiots Reading Comics. This week's episode 134, Hellboy. It's glad to see everybody again. I'm glad you're here. And as always, go tell your friends, your family, anyone who's interested in reading comics and listening to Two Idiots talk about them. You can go check us out anywhere you get your podcast from, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, let's get into it.
And welcome to the...
You swallowed the...
Yeah, I swallowed.
God damn it, all right.
And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge. That's Davis Crocker. This is Two Idiots Reading Comics. And today, we are reading Hellboy, Volume 1.
Seed of Destruction.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
It was very weird.
And that's the whole review.
That's the whole review. That's it. Good night, folks.
We're going to get to that Star Wars discussion now, something about last week. So I was watching The Force Awakens.
Okay, so that's number 7.
Yes.
The
first of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call it. Reinstitution of shit.
Other than just flabbergasted how they just let the the Empire turn into the First Order and just re-let that bubble up.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get past that...
Yeah. That one's a hard one to get past, I do agree.
I'm just like, really? Why didn't we just hunt them all out? But once you get past that, they set up for some pretty interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. And they just fucked it all.
Uh-huh.
Because they didn't come in with a clear picture for this trilogy.
Yes,
and then they just knee-jerk reaction and gauging fans shit.
What do you mean?
And didn't have one person being this is my trilogy. You can argue the entire 9th movie is a knee-jerk reaction to the 8th movie.
Oh, it's guaranteed.
Yeah. It's all just knee-jerk reaction oh fuck, we pissed the fans off.
Oh, it's guaranteed. So J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
The biggest thing, you got to understand, J.J. Abrams is supposed to do all 3.
That was the other guy I was thinking about instead of James Gunn.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago.
J.J. Abrams was supposed to do all 3.
He only did the first.
He only did the first one. Well, he did first and the 9th. 7th and 9th.
Yeah. And the only reason he came back for the 9th is because how fucked up 8 got.
Director. Sorry, I can't type in. All right, so. No, that's not one. Either way, so J.J. Abrams, when Kathleen Kennedy, who is kind of the Lucasfilm, she took over Lucasfilm within Disney.
Yeah.
The original way is she said, yes, let's do this. Let's make a movie. JJ, you're taking it over. Yeah. We're giving you 3 movies. Movie came out. JJ, I thought it did well. I was intrigued. I didn't like that it was literally a copy and paste of episode 4.
Yeah, but you could have done that for nostalgia, but there are stuff he set up in there to have an amazing trilogy. So
the biggest thing, so you're telling me that this First Order grunt picks up a lightsaber and is holding his ground versus a Jedi trained
that could have just been he's super force sensitive.
Right? Exactly.
And then just never address it.
You literally have given him powers. You've given him the ability that he can withstand his own as a air quote grunt.
Yeah.
And he stands his own versus an angry ex-Jedi / dark user.
Yeah,
he's
but
not a Sith. He's never a Sith.
They do set up that he has a temper tantrum problem. And
Kylo definitely has a temper tantrum.
And so you easily just if Kylo could shut the fuck up and focus for a minute.
And that was another big thing is, Kylo never was a Sith. Never claimed to be. Never was trained to be. He was only trained to be a dark Force user.
Mm-hmm.
He never trained to be a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
So he was unstable. And that was kind of the whole point of his saber.
Which fit his character.
Correct. The whole
I have no
point that
problems
his
with-
saber had venting things was
In-
because he was unhinged.
In movie 7,
And-
I have
and they-
no problems with any of the character laying down.
If they had continued 7 into 8 and then 8 into 9 and one fluid progression, I think it would have been a wonderful trilogy.
Well,
Still not my favorite trilogy, but a great trilogy.
let me ask you: do you remember the rumor going into episode 8 that there was possibly a double turn?
Yeah, that Kylo was going to become good and Rey was going to become evil. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have grew a pair and did that.
Yeah.
Because based off of, I was sitting there like I was waiting for wrestling to come on. It
Well,
was on
then
the
it
other night.
definitely, and then go ahead, because
And the way I see it is like, based off of what JJ did in episode 7, you keep the love interest in between Finn and Rey,
of course,
and then you have Kylo, who's like got dad issues and all that
of course,
stuff, and then gets into episode 8. There's some like predicament in. I actually think episode 8 does great. Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron.
That is his movie. Like, it is
I
all
do
about
agree.
him
I agree.
learning not to rush head in. Keep all that.
I mean, he literally takes 8 bombers into battle and loses every one of
Yeah.
them.
I don't know if
90% of his forces. And I mean, just to defeat one executor, just to defeat one ship,
Yeah.
he loses 90% of his forces.
I don't know if we keep the whole structure of like it's them running and or that, but keep that story arc of like him learning to like treat human life with more care and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But the main 3 should be we realize that Finn loves Rey,
Of course.
and then this whole thing of Rey not being able to find out who she doesn't realize who she is, and then daddy issues with Kylo should literally just be like them 3 in a strange predicament, and like let's say, I mean the whole thing was Rey finding Luke. Let's keep that, and let's say it's like Rey found Luke. They're training on this planet. And let's say instead of going to this weird casino thing, Kylo finds out, possibly from Finn, where Rey is, and then they're both racing to try to get to her. Kylo to kill her, Finn to stop Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
They all get there. Luke has some type of... The training isn't going well.
Luke is Luke, right.
The training...
I mean, we see the training doesn't go well.
Training's not going well.
Rey finds the pit. She turns
Yeah.
like she does the same vision Luke saw with Vader,
Yeah.
but she sees herself as the villain.
Exactly.
We see that in the movie.
And like
About the only good part of
Luke's
8,
pissing off Rey,
of course,
and she's like,
it's about the only good part of 8.
then we get there, we find out, like we did in episode 8, is like, oh, the way Kylo sees it is this order thing where he thinks Luke's about to kill him.
Yeah,
Luke is actually like, no, I just needed to stop the bad in you.
exactly.
Yeah.
He sees what Luke did to
So
him on the temple.
in that moment, it's like all 4 of them are standing there, and Luke is having to explain and atone for his sins.
The sins he did trying to kill Kylo in the first place.
Yeah. Finn's just like, hey, this kind of gets loose. So I'm like, well, how does Finn tie into this? But at the same time,
Finn's there just kind of like,
Finn's like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
And I'll be on your side no matter
Yeah.
what. And like, we can just leave and go. And she's like, no, fuck this. Kills all the little villagers. Maybe
I like it.
Maybe she's the one that kills Luke.
I like it.
And
then,
but at the same time,
in Rey killing Luke, Kylo realizes that.
well, when Luke's explaining this story, he's like, no, you're like either misremembering or you're my family. I love you. This is why I had to do the thing. And he's breaking down in tears because like, I killed my dad a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now this. And then
literally like
double
12
turn,
hours
Kylo
later.
kills Luke. Or no, Rey
kills
kills Luke.
Luke.
Kylo
Sees his error.
Tries to stop her, and Finn is just heartbroken. And Rey runs off. And then you can take it from there. I don't know where you ultimately go for episode 9.
Instead of Kylo taking Rey to Snoke, Rey finds Snoke. Kylo stays with Finn. Kylo stays
Finn
with
is force sensitive, and she's like,
Finn,
it can be me and you versus the world.
Yeah.
And then in episode 9, Finn is like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And has to basically Jon Snow Rey.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
and
way
Kylo goes back with Finn to
Yeah.
Leia, to his mother.
Yeah.
His mother teaches him
Yeah.
love again.
Yeah.
He becomes the good. He purifies his crystal, makes a white saber,
Ooh. Okay.
and then has to now hunt down Rey with Finn.
Yeah.
While Poe's doing Poe
And while
things.
Rey's like, hey, we have to do whatever, and like to stop her, because then maybe if you really
But
want,
the whole time Finn is like,
no, I want to
trying
save
hold
her.
back
I want to
Kylo.
save her.
Yeah.
Kylo's like, no,
we
need
have
to stop
end her. Like, we have to end this. Yeah,
And it's like,
I know.
and then especially like if you want to keep her a Palpatine. Now I don't want to go to some stadium where there's a bunch of Sith Lords that for some reason don't stand up for their master, but whatever.
Yeah, they got with.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't Sith Lords; they were Sith
Ghosts.
acolytes. They were like cultists. They
Gotcha.
were brainwashed.
Yeah. Although it's me honestly, I'd rather keep it Snoke and not Palpatine.
I know, but Snoke is a faulty
faux
clone. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I'd rather it just. I don't know. Give him a better backstory.
So I don't know what JJ's ultimate goal was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever was fleshed out, like what he wanted to do with all three. Whatever happened after episode 7.
And unfortunately, that does mean we have to get. I don't think we get to Rose, but.
Oh, and the whole Rose's whole character is just fucking just.
Like, maybe make her Poe Dameron's love interest.
No lie. I like Rose.
I like Rose.
I have no problem with
Rose. But the fact that Rose
But-
was the consolation prize because they're like,
Yes.
oh, we can't have an interracial couple.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then we have a black and Asian couple.
Yeah,
but,
well, you know what I'm
and
saying.
honestly, I think Disney didn't have a fucking pair of nuts.
Yeah.
Because they knew they had to put it
Well,
in
I'm not-
Saudi Arabia and China and all that shit.
Yeah.
And didn't allow for Finn and Rey to get together on screen.
Yeah.
Because Disney allowed the movie to go to China.
And
And
saw
with the
you can Google
the
the
posters.
Yeah.
They allowed China to take Finn off the poster
Yeah.
and Rose.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want
Yeah.
a black, or it had to be it was an all white cast.
Yeah.
Had to be portrayed on the video,
Yeah.
on the feed. So yeah, I honestly think Disney didn't have
I
a pair of
mean-
fucking nuts to do it.
I was a wrestling fan. Double turns are extremely tricky, but I think it was.
If you
And this right here just
What-
ultimately makes me wish we would sit down and write that Mace Windu comic book. but
oh,
whatever.
that'd be fun. My biggest thing, JJ was told he had 3 movies.
See, why didn't he do the second
Whatever
one,
happened, I don't know why JJ didn't get the second.
though? Okay.
Don't know why. Let's see.
Why didn't JJ direct the second one? Or 8th? I want to eat that, but it makes noise.
But oh, interesting.
I mean, it had to be something like he didn't want to do it. Read.
I'm reading. I
out
can't.
loud.
Well, I'm making sure this isn't bullshit shit.
Uh,
So this one person states, because his original intent was to make one Star Wars movie, then stay on in a producer capacity and not direct anymore, or at least none in the sequel trilogy. This is why he left a bunch of potential story hooks. There was a lot of possibilities they could have brought off
just clayed it, like we just did.
but didn't set much in stone. He assumed other writers and directors were going to do it, and for the second film, things went as planned. The only thing he did in anticipation of the next film wasn't his idea. It was at Johnson's request, swapping out BB-8 at the end and sending R2 with Chewie and Rey. Oh.
So that was their planned story?
What?
You're saying episode 8 went fully as planned, JJ planned?
No.
No way.
No. So
No.
this is so I was actually mistaken. This is also saying JJ was offered the job to write and direct episode 8 after Colin Trevorrow got fired, but he turned it down because he was too busy
Yeah.
with something.
I mean, he makes a lot of movies. He was also the guy that directed the Star Trek movies that I was thinking
He
about.
may have been directing Star Trek at the time.
I don't know.
2000. It was 2018,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
2020. But I mean, so I was mistaken. I thought JJ had all 3. Yeah, he was after rebooting both Star Trek and Mission Impossible. Abrams was initially
I bet it was a Mission Impossible.
wary to reboot another franchise.
Oh.
He was eventually convinced by Steven Spielberg to take on the project after the success of Force Awakens. The plan was for the next 2 films to each have their own director, as shown by the previous franchises he brought back to life, like the Star Trek and Mission Impossible movies. And his work producing the Cloverfield series. Abrams has a reputation for skillfully kicking off multi-movie projects. So I was wrong.
So he's good at writing open-ended stories.
I thought they brought him. I thought he was originally supposed to do it all.
So,
But apparently he was brought in to re-energize, like just bring it back, and then 2 more directors are supposed to take it over.
well, that's dumb as
That's
fuck.
so much stupider.
Yeah.
So much more dumb.
Well, new plan.
You can't have multiple directors, each with their own story, and then say and as a head
the fact that they were like, yeah, he left a lot of plot lines that you can play with.
You can take off either way.
Yeah. And he just went, actually, I think it's all dumb. We're going to do it this way.
Which one? Oh, in the second movie?
Because didn't like episode 8 just drastically, like, not even in a fun way, like drastically a million times different than the other one?
One that I hate so much about that movie. That entire movie takes place over 18 hours.
Yeah.
So Rey learned how to be a Jedi in 18 hours.
Does take 18.
It's like 18, whatever they leave
Well, she
the planet.
didn't learn a whole lot.
No, she didn't.
No.
But she claims to have learned a whole lot. When she's in Snoke's office, she apparently knows how to wield a saber expertly, kills all the fucking guards, fucking holds the Force with Kylo and cracks the saber in half.
Yeah.
And she had 18 hours of training.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You can't have that much power. No. You can have power. Yes, she is born of fucking Palpatine.
But you can't.
But you can't control that much power.
Well, you know what we can do?
You can't wield that much power.
You know what me and you can do?
What can we do?
We can wait for George Lucas to die. Then wait.
That's going to be a sad day.
Then wait. I don't know what Disney has gotten the copyright.
I think it's up to like 100 years now.
We can wait 100 years.
Would be,
and then we can rewrite. We can rewrite. Well, that's if he died today.
That's if he died today.
We can rewrite episodes 8 and 9 how we want.
So what we can do is we can write the story arcs how we want them.
Yeah.
Give them to our children, and then the children can pass it down to our grandchildren. They can then probably pass it down to our great grandchildren.
Put a small amount into a compounding interest bank account. However,
that's tied to the scripts.
Yeah,
and
by the time we'll tell our children to pass along the story, and whenever
like a Bible.
in like 130 years, we'll probably
in like a Bible they can just pass it down each generation.
And so like 150 years, we can remake our own.
Would that not be a play? How many people do you think have some sort of weird thing like that?
Are you kidding me? The internet's full of them. They just can't make money off of them.
That would be cool. Like in 100, like
I said that because I saw where Disney lost their original version. I don't know if it's Steamboat Will or Steamboat Mickey or whatever. They lost like the original.
Yeah, it's the original. That's why I found out like every so many years they revamp Mickey.
Yeah.
So that they can still hold the rights to the title Mickey, but they just don't own the visual rights to it.
I don't know if it's whatever whatever the first Mickey was, I think.
Yeah.
Is coming up like next year. And I was like, is that Steamboat Mickey? Because I could steampunk Mickey. Yeah. Just like play off of
Well, you know,
it was like steam pimp Mickey, make him a pimp.
Winnie the Pooh has some horror movie coming out because his rights are up.
He went into the
Bambi's is going to a horror.
Like Bambi's going to public domain.
The same like company that's doing the Winnie the Pooh is doing a Bambi because
what's crazy is like we'll never
public domain went up.
The ones we want to fuck with will never.
Not in our lifetime.
No. That Marvel and Disney better get their shit together, because when Stanley has credit, like full credit for a lot of characters that he co-created.
And then of course there's some icky situations back there
because of the way they wrote in the Marvel style, where Stan Lee was the only writer with a bunch of artists, and he's got credit for creating like 75% of the Marvel universe. Yeah, they've got
When that bitch
less
goes
than
up,
100 years to figure that shit
when
out.
that bitch goes up,
Yeah,
God.
we won't be around for it.
No, thank God, because that's gonna.
He only died
dude,
like
can you imagine?
maybe 5 years ago.
So you're looking at another 70 years.
Yeah.
I think it's a 75 year.
When I took our business law class, it
what's
was
that
75.
called?
It's public domain law or something. Public domain. How long does it take to get to public domain? But Disney has. I imagine when Disney kicks it back every time they rewrite the law, but I don't know. I know when I learned it's like base was 75 years after the person dies.
Known author copyright lasts 70 years after the author's death. Works from authors who died over 7 years ago are in the public domain. Works published prior to March 1st or that February March 1st, 1989. Author known or unknown. Generally, if something was published before 1923, it is in the public domain. So apparently there's something that happened in 1989 that then changed.
So anything
after
anything
that
created after 1989
is
doesn't
in
go
some new thing apparently.
Oh, okay.
Well, but that still doesn't.
We're not
Star Wars. That's
we're
still
not making it. Yeah.
I mean, that's still.
I mean, Marvel started in the 60s. So. I mean, cool, Miles Morales.
So generally, if something was published before 1923, it is in the public domain. If it was an unpublished work and the author died over 70 years ago, it is in the public domain. If it was written by an anonymous author over 120 years ago, it is in the public domain.
So if you're an anonymous author,
you get a little bit
yeah, but
longer.
that's like
because who takes credit for it? So they let it. So something that was
that's
created
like,
in 1900.
That's 120 years from its creation, though. Because if
if
it's an anonymous
that was from the creation, the others are from the death.
So
yeah.
At first you're like, oh, go anonymous, you'll keep it longer. But at the same time, it's like,
but no, it actually doesn't. So if you created something when you were 20,
yeah,
and
you live till you're 80,
put it out,
yeah, if you live till
and
you're
you
80,
live to 80, so that's 60, then plus
you're halfway
70.
already there.
Yeah, then plus 70.
Yeah.
Where if it's anonymous, it's 120.
Yeah.
Works created after March 1st, 1989, and works created earlier but never published follow the same guidelines. Works published prior to March 1st, 1989 are subject to specific rules.
Oh, I bet
so works created.
That's where Disney got
I
in
bet
there.
there's some loopholes. Some lawyer found some great loopholes.
That's when the IP wars really kicked up too.
Works created after March 1st, 1989 and unpublished works, author known or unknown. Known authors copyright lasts 70 years after the author's death.
Yeah.
Anonymous pseudonyms works, pseudonymous works, and corporate works copyright lasts for 120 years from the date of creation. Death date of author unknown, 120 years from the date of creation. Works created over. Okay, yeah. Works published prior. After. Oh, so that was after 1989. Works published prior to 1989. Before 1923, work is in the public domain. 23 to 77, published without a copyright notice. Work is in the public domain due to failure to comply with required formalities. If it's from 78 to 89, published without copyright notice and without registration within 5 years, work is in the public domain due to failure to comply.
So, so
if you copyrighted that
copyright is 1989 the first year copyright was a thing?
No, because it calls copyright from 23 to 77.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, I know patents were a thing back in the Industrial Revolution.
So before 23, published with notice but not renewed, work is in public domain due to copyright expiration.
Oh.
Published with notice and was renewed, copyright expires 95 years after publication date. So there you go.
I think I'd rather just keep it on 75 years after I die.
Yeah, and then 64 to 77, published with notice, which is copyright, expires 95 years after publication date. So if anything was published in 64 to 77 with copyright, 95 years after the publication date.
Yeah, I think.
And then, of course, after March 1st, there's so many more.
No.
There's like 15 different fucking...
They didn't come for a law class. But I feel like I would still keep the 75 years after death, just because I can live off of it, and if it's good enough, my family after me can live
at that
off of
point,
it.
it just. But I mean, again, not going into the movies. Again, this is the kind of the whole argument we're having with DC right now.
Yeah.
You wanted to create a trilogy. You knew you were going to create 3 movies, and that's it. 3 movies.
Yeah.
To go into those 3 movies and tell the directors, y'all have fun.
No.
That's
dumb.
It's like giving a fucking kid $20 and going to a candy store.
Kevin Feige's got to be sitting like in their big Disney Oval Office. Kevin Feige's gonna be like, yeah, let's see how this shit works.
Oh,
Like
imagine
popcorn.
Imagine he was in that.
He
room.
has a trilogy though now, doesn't he? He's getting a trilogy.
Somebody's coming
Or
out
he's
with,
like-
somebody's coming out with something in 25, 6, and 7. There's supposed to be 3 movies that are coming out in 5, 6, and 7.
But
we've got Mandalorian, Andor, Ahsoka, Anarchist. It's not Anarchist. Anarchy something.
What's
And
that about?
There's some story. It's no Acolyte. It's something about the Sith Empire.
Oh, that's interesting.
But you've got like these 10 shows that are coming out in like next 4 years.
Man, as long as they learn their lessons from.
But they did. The dude with the cowboy hat.
Oh, Filoni.
That son bitch.
If
Almost
he
knows things George Lucas doesn't know. Like
if he doesn't get a trilogy, like a movie, that's kind of.
he doesn't want it. He's got the shows.
I don't know.
I'd so much rather have control of the shows than the movies.
How much control did he have over Boba Fett?
I don't want to talk about that.
Now the rest have been.
Now,
I liked
technically,
Obi-Wan, but
Boba Fett was spot on as like historically canon shit.
it's fine. You could have
The
not made him look like a bitch.
the directing and execution of the show was lackluster at best.
I'm just talking about like Boba Fett's a badass.
Yeah, and I don't understand how you literally have a Mandalorian episode in the middle of the season of Boba Fett,
And it'd be the best episode.
Kicks the fucking ass out of any of the Boba Fett episodes.
My problem with Boba Fett is like, he's a badass. I understand he wanted to do it with he wanted to lead the mafia through respect or whatever. But when people don't want to show you respect,
you gotta fucking kill him.
You gotta beat the shit out of them.
You've got to be.
You gotta demand respect.
Yeah.
Not this.
No, Kevin Feige's not the one with the.
I thought he was.
Hat.
No, that's Filoni.
Dave
Filoni.
Dave Filoni. I'm sorry. Is that PH or F? Yeah, it's an F.
Yeah, I think it's an F.
He looks like a Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
Like he just fits.
The fact that he wears that looks like it could easily be like somewhere on Tatooine. That hat.
Yeah, he just looks like he fits. I mean, he did Rebels. He had the Clone Wars, Mandalorian.
I mean, yeah,
Book
he did
of Boba
all
Fett,
the Cartoon Network.
Tales of the Jedi, which was kind of cool.
I haven't watched it yet.
You need to watch it. They're like 15-minute episodes.
I almost got back onto the clones.
Dude, you've got to hurry up. Bad Batch has already had 2 episodes come out.
That's fine. I'll
Season
catch
2.
up to it.
Catch up.
The main thing I want to see is Rebels. But
Well, you need
I have to finish Clones.
You need to pick one.
Why?
You don't have to watch the Clone Wars to watch the Rebels.
Yeah, I do because I want it all from Ahsoka's perspective, in chronological order.
But then you need to watch.
Yeah.
You need to watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Well, you can watch Clone Wars in Clone Wars. Don't have to start Bad Batch. You can watch Rebels. Then you can come back to Bad Batch.
Well, yeah, I'll come back to Bad Batch.
Yeah, but it's just I don't understand. You rebirth an entire franchise.
Yeah.
And you literally only say, okay, well, this director gets movie 1. We got another director for movie 2 and another director for movie 3.
And then, like, how much?
And then
I know
at the
he
same
has
time say, this director will lead into this director, which will lead into this director. No, you literally give the motherfucker a script and say, direct this.
Yeah.
And then the next one, direct this.
Yeah.
Direct this.
They're writers for a reason.
Yeah. I don't.
And if they don't like that, then okay, we'll get another director. They worked for Ant-Man. That's a great movie. And they had 5 directors.
And so JJ started it, put in his 2 cents,
Yeah.
The next guy was like, well,
And
I
now
don't
I'm
like
now I'm sitting here like, how much access did that guy have to JJ? And be like, hey, yeah, this is where I was thinking about going. with
probably
that.
0.
Yeah.
The next guy, whatever the fuck nuts name it was sitting there going, well, I didn't like what JJ did, so I'm going to do this. I'm really going to make a movie that I'm going to only spend 18 hours in the canon, change a bunch of shit, and then hope I can do the next movie
and piss everybody
and
off.
fix what 7 did. And then they came back and go, no, you're fired. We want JJ back.
Yeah.
JJ comes back in and sits there and goes, what the fuck you want me to do with this shit show?
Yeah.
And then 9, this is gonna sound very controversial. I really like 9 as a standalone movie.
Yeah.
As a whole in the Star Wars universe,
no,
absolute trash. Standalone movie, pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of action, good crazy shit happening. The trilogy that was created is 0.
Yeah.
Like, each movie was an independent fucking movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole fucking Rey, my name is Rey Skywalker.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that bitch. You're
Hey.
Rey Palpatine.
Still big fans of Daisy Ridley.
Oh, big fan. Big fan of Daisy Ridley. And everybody else. I love all the actors.
Yeah.
It's just,
And the
I
guy
hate
played
the
Finn.
direction of the show.
Okay, well, we've officially spent 30 minutes on Star
Dude, we
Wars.
can talk episodes on Star Wars.
We did read a comic book this week, though.
We did. Is that why we're here?
Hellboy. Talking about some bad movies. From what I remember, the first Hellboy movie is the good one.
So, again, I watched these movies before I understood what
Yeah.
comics was.
Yeah.
To me, the Hellboy movies were kind of cool.
The first one, I'm pretty sure, is like unanimously agreed on good. The second one, mixed reviews. The third
second
one
was the one where they went to the Golden City and there's a dude with a single eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
The most recent one is the one that has, you don't watch Stranger Things, so you don't know who I'm talking about. Hopper.
Wait, there's been another Hellboy movie?
Yeah, like recently, within like the past 2 or 3 years.
I'm only looking at 2 Hellboy movies.
No, there's a third. Didn't do very well. It did pretty bad.
Title? Oh, nope. It's apparently one that came out How did I miss this?
2019? Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that came out in 19.
It's got the guy who plays Hopper in Stranger Things.
David Harbour movie?
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
That one?
Yeah. Apparently...
How did I miss that even came out?
Decent action movie, horrible Hellboy movie, from what I... Apparently it was very bad.
Dude, not gonna lie, I had no idea that there was another Hellboy that came out.
Yeah.
Live action Hellboy.
Yeah.
Then there's an animated one that kind of looks kind of cool.
I think I watched that on something. It was all right.
Wow, that kind of blows my mind. I had no idea there was a third Hellboy that came out.
Apparently it was very bad.
It literally says, with Hellboy 3 falling by the wayside, a decision was made to move the series in a new direction. Hellboy was to be rebooted with a live-action adventure that would boast a completely new cast and a new lead actor in the shape of David Harbour. Harbour, Harbour.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. The comic that we read, however, actually pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Hellboy when they came out.
Yeah.
I mean, not gonna lie, I enjoyed the second one because I had no idea what it should have been.
There was a bit of
course, now going back and remembering what I watched, it was pretty bad.
Well, no. I'm talking about the comic now.
Oh, sorry.
I guess you want to get to credits.
Yeah.
I gave you too much power with this thing.
You gave it to me, man.
I just said, hey, we should probably.
So, we've got Hellboy, Seed of Destruction by Mike Mignola. Script by John Byrne. Miniseries colors by Mark Chiarello. Cover colors by Dave Stewart. Short story colors by Matthew Hollingsworth. Then we've got some introductions, yada, yada, yada. This one was copyright 1994. And, of course, there was a lot of 93, 94, 97, 99, and 2003. I would imagine there's different times that it was recast, re-put together, yada, yada. But I think this is the OG
Yeah, this is like
This is the original. This is.
You can
day
tell
one.
by the amount of text bubbles.
It wasn't as bad.
It was not.
And it was a quick read.
It was not Teen Titans levels.
No, dude.
But
I'm
there was a
talking
lot
about-
of narration.
Now these introduction
Those are
black
badass.
and white, dude. I'm talking about like
If you
tattoo
get like
level
posters, that'd be lit.
dude. If you could get posters of this shit, that would be. But yeah, okay. I say not big text bubbles, and then our first 2 pages are literally introduction to everything. But dude, for
This
a
is like
94
the
comic, for a 94 comic, this was pretty smooth to me.
Yeah. It's like the perfect amount of like dark magic and Christian type, like religious type stuff, and then like he's obviously Hellboy and stuff
He's
like
Hellboy.
that. This is like my perfect level of enjoyment of that type of
Now,
stuff.
what got weird to me was about the only thing was kind of it didn't flow too great.
You said it was smooth though.
It was smooth though. No, what part am I missing? Oh, the crazy dude that kind of brought him to like the earth.
Yeah, they didn't.
Him just all of a sudden, that part, like him just all of a sudden, oh no, yeah, he's still alive and he's coming back and bringing these 7 monsters to earth.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know. His thing was kind of convoluted. Until he showed up like they show the brothers go into that like mountaintop.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
And they show like like they have what they think is a statue of a person.
And
they
he
wipe it
wipes
off.
his face. Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But I didn't realize that was him until he showed up again. I was like, oh, I guess they do kind of look similar.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I had a little bit.
Yeah,
of
I
hiccup
think
there.
yeah. And then where the 7 demons creatures are actually being like watched over by Abraham, Alfred. No, not Abraham. The fish dude.
The whaler.
Huh? No.
No, it was the wizard. He was the one that was in the dimension with him. The Nazi wizard.
The Nazi wizard is the one that was like trying to bring them to Earth.
Yeah, he was the one sitting there. That's why they thought he was a statue, because he was sitting there at the feet, and he was in the dimension with them.
Hang on, no, there is
fish dude.
When they bring when the tombs are starting to crack and they're about to come through to Earth.
Yeah.
There is a scene. These guys, they're watching it happen.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But they look like his partner, Hellboy's partner.
Abraham?
Yeah, Abraham. They're watching it happen.
That could just be you being racist. Where's the quickest page to Abraham? Or alienist, however you want to call it. God damn it, where is Abraham? They really put a lot of backstory into this guy. Yeah, close enough, I guess. I don't know.
But
they also don't tell us where Abraham is from.
Came from, right. So what was, I don't know, man. Like that got...
I went like a million pages. So
well, that got a little odd. Which is like, wait, hold on. So these creatures that are in another dimension are also being watched by another alien race.
Yeah. And apparently our world is what they call core world.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely some weird backstory shit they set up for
probably future.
A later date.
No, but I'm honestly surprised it took us this long to get to Hellboy.
Dude, no, I mean, seriously.
That, and then I think we're going to try to do Sin City next month.
Sin City.
Like those two, I was just like, those are like 2 classics we just haven't even got to.
Like, I didn't realize Hellboy was a 94 comic.
Yeah.
Like, it should, like I shouldn't have.
And
it should have definitely
I could be completely wrong in this, and I'm not going to waste a Google on it. I don't think there's been a reboot. Like, I don't think there's.
What? Of this?
Yeah, like, I don't
think
think
this is like still
I think
continuing?
So. Maybe not continuing, but I don't think there's been like a giant reboot.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's IDW. It's like their most famous character. It's either Dark Horse or IDW. Dark Horse. Yeah, it's definitely Dark Horse's most famous character. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know we spent 30 minutes talking about
Way too long.
Star Wars, and now we're barely able to do 10 minutes on Hellboy. It was very good. Like, I don't like going, especially if we get another Rapture. I don't like getting super religious. But like this was just like this was like just enough, and then you add in like the magic stuff. Now I've heard there's a spin-off series all about that detective agency called
like his group, the group he works for,
BPRD or whatever.
Yeah.
No, apparently that's like also very good. It's like Gotham Central, but it's that stuff. Apparently very good.
What I liked about this was like this is a really good world setter.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they even set Hellboy up as like he's got his coat on, like his big trench coat.
Yeah.
And
the art fits amazingly.
Oh yeah, and he even says, "I have amulets for every religion, every magic, everything." Like he literally has everything. And it's like, oh no, that's cool. Like he's literally, like he's even telling you, "I have faced it all.
Yeah,
you will see it all.
Yeah,
like I will face it again," which was kind of cool and almost made me want to keep reading.
Yeah, this also I think. Remember I was telling you about Fables has that Telltale Games where it's like not like a traditional video game. It's more of like you make decisions and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
I think they have a Hellboy one.
Yeah. Well, remember you sent me.
I know they had Fables.
A new game coming out.
I know they have Fables, and I know they had a couple Batman ones.
Yeah.
I think there's a Hellboy one.
Well, you know, you sent me a thing a couple weeks ago that there was a Hellboy game coming out. I called it comic book art. And it was that very red, very Hellboy red and blacks.
With like the blacks and blues.
And all the characters looked like they were drawn by comics and then just made to move.
Yeah. I think that is
Telltale. Is that a Telltale?
Let me see. Hold on. Talk.
But I enjoy, like I said, the movies were really fun, and I enjoy the fact of bringing. I like it when they bring all the religions in, and everything actually coexists at the same time with death here, destruction here. We're gonna fight this dude to protect this group. It's always fun.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah, Hellboy Web of Weird WYRD reveal trailer from the Game Awards of 2022.
Wow,
I'm guessing
not
that's
coming out until 23, if not 24.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want videos. I want images. But I'm pretty sure there was a. Oh no, there's been a couple of Hellboy video games.
Oh wow!
Like the original PlayStation, Xbox. Maybe they don't have a Telltale game, but I thought they did. Oh well, I'm dumb. So yeah, but yeah, no, Hellboy is a good character. Surprise it took us to get this long. If it does well, we'll obviously go back to it.
Yeah.
But we wasted a lot of time on Star Wars today. We do have a segment today.
Right.
Are you prepared?
I think I'm prepared.
Okay.
Got a hot take on, I think, pick number 1.
Well, I have, as I explained, I will take the first pick, but you already know what that was. So, today's draft is, and it can be a big time sore subject in the nerd world. Because today is things that you think would be cool to own, but are actually super tacky.
And the only way that they are cool is if you are in that world. Like,
yeah, I guess.
And then even in that world, they can be tacky.
I don't know. My example was that, as a professional wrestling fan, title belts are a big thing. And as a kid, I always wanted, replica title belts.
Yeah.
And then you go to an actual wrestling event and you see the people that actually buy the, type of people that have replica wrestling belts. And they're usually big, out of shape, and they just look super weird, and you're just like, maybe I don't need one of these.
Yeah.
So
I remember when we went to the Comic-Con in Birmingham, and a couple people had it walking around,
because
and they were draped over the shoulder, and they had to walk. And I'm like,
because let's be honest, most of the people couldn't fit them around their waist.
Well, that too, but and that made it even worse. It's like, dude, you don't even like.
You don't even look the part.
You don't even look the part, and like they just threw it over the shoulder. And you're like,
because Mickey James, Trish Stratus, and Lita were there.
Yeah.
No, I love pro wrestling. Love the fans. They're some of the funniest people you'll ever meet, especially
yeah.
at a wrestling show. The heckles you'll hear at a wrestling show are some of the
craziest fuckers.
But yeah, title belts are awesome unless you're not actually the person that won it, and then you're just like, not a great look.
Maybe not.
Yeah. But I'll go with that as my first pick, just to explain it to the people. That's how I explained it to you. So your next pick.
Mine is going to be replica cars from movies. So, like,
I think you're going to get some
I'm definitely getting some backlash. But
we have 35 subscribers on YouTube. You're not going to get backlashes.
Come on.
But like,
send us to the world.
You're telling me having a mystery machine wouldn't be cool?
It would be for us, but then you take it into the world. And they just all stare at you.
I think replica cars play. If we were just like walking out of a Chick-fil-A and someone pulled up in a mystery machine or a Batmobile, we don't think that. We might think it's a waste of money.
All right, but
I don't think it's tacky.
Think about it this way, though. I think it's tacky to anyone that isn't like in that world. Like, I mean, that's the point. Is it's only tacky to the people outside of it.
I don't know. I'm gonna let you have it, and
we walked around.
There will be other.
We walked around that place.
I take it back because when we saw the anime cars, I was like, wow.
We walked around that place at the Birmingham Convention Center, and they had replica Supernatural car, and it wasn't even good. Like, it was dented.
Well, that's just a
and
dark
scratched.
Challenger, isn't it?
It's supposed to be not. I mean, it's supposed to be looks good though. But they had TMNT bus. They had anime cars.
When
you're sitting there, like, yes,
when I walk
Batmobile,
up and see,
if somebody's rocking down the street in a fucking Batmobile, what the fuck? Yeah. But you see somebody rocking down the road in the, I don't know, some anime car, you're like,
those are kind of.
The fuck is this happening here?
I don't know. I feel like. And it might vary on the car. But I see a dude, you cannot be leaving right now. Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Damn right.
You can go with that pick. I think people would. Because when you see a dude with the title belt and you're just like.
Now, I will agree. That one is definitely up there.
Yeah.
That's definitely worse because that is.
I just think that the effort level to getting a replica car. It's so much.
If you do it right,
yeah.
I mean, I know somebody that spent upwards of $150,000 just to replica a traditional car.
Well, yeah.
Not counting to then make it a comic car, or something like that.
Okay. Well, you can have that. My next one, I'm going to go with Samurai Sword. This one, This one, for a hot minute, I was like, dude, I want a katana or a samurai sword.
You know how many I've wanted to put up on the fucking, like, just have?
Yeah.
Look up, like.
Seems cool.
Go to Japan and actually look up, like, find the guy to make me one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely tacky.
Yeah. It's so tacky.
Especially for white.
Fucking southern white dude go to Japan and get a fucking samurai sword.
Honestly, if I see samurai sword in someone's house, I'm like, they deal meth and they have either snakes or ferrets somewhere as a pet on this property.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Step Brothers.
Or they're, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Samurai. I almost went nunchucks, but nunchucks are funny.
Nunchucks are funny because you end up hurting yourself with them.
Yeah, because no one takes the time to get good at them and they hurt themselves. But samurai sword is like, that's awesome because samurai swords are awesome.
But then you just see it.
You owning
on a
one is
wall
like,
then you just see it sitting on a wall and definitely. My next pick is gonna be Lego. Lego, big ass Lego figure, like,
dude,
You know how
You're
many I want?
trying. You're
You know
trying
how
to
many I
piss
want?
people off, dude.
But
I swear to God, you're trying to piss people off.
dude, I went into the Lego store
in
Disney World or Disney Springs
Yeah.
and looked at the $899 Millennium Falcon.
I don't even think they make those anymore.
Oh, they do, because the box was literally there.
I think that's like the only one. Oh, they don't make the Death Star anymore.
They don't make the Death Star, yeah. They make the Falcon, the Imperial ship, and the AT-AT, and the, like, table, like. And then my brain questioned to get it. And at the same time, I'm sitting there looking at it of,
where are you going to display that?
one, where the fuck am I going to display it?
Do you
Two,
wanna
how
have
do
to
I
be in your
much
display?
how much do I want to spend time am I going to actually spend in building it?
Yeah.
To me, it's just the effort and the absurdity of. It's
But
kind of
there
like
are
the
people-
car. It's kind of like
But
the
there
car
are
thing.
people
It's,
that are like super obsessed with Legos, and they do that.
oh,
you
I
realize
know.
that, right? There's,
Oh,
like, real
I've
Lego
watched
heads.
many of them because
Yeah.
I've thought about getting the Falcon.
Yeah. You're going to piss people off with that. Like,
Okay.
if the cars don't do that one,
Come
that
on.
one's
Let's go. Send us places, people.
calling Lego people tacky. I think you can call them nerdy, but tacky? I say that. I went through a Lego phase like senior year of high school, and I'm surprised my girlfriend didn't dump me.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. That's a weird. And what's odd is that's such a weird phase because it's like you're too old to like it.
Yeah.
Supposed to like it.
Yeah.
But then
You're not old enough to be
you're not
like,
old enough to be
make
like,
it your
this is
hobby.
this is my hobby and my
Yeah.
identity now.
Yeah.
No, I'm sticking with Lego. Like,
Okay.
because like if you walked into somebody's house and
Davis
had
chose-
nothing, and they had nothing but a wall of Legos, every figure that was created, would that not be like the Lego movie?
It
You
would
walked
be-
into somebody's basement and that was their basement.
I would be
Are you
more.
not calling that tacky?
I would be more like, God, please don't tell me you're going to tell me every fucking story about this.
Like
this
one,
is this.
if you have like one Lego set,
I think it's weirder if you have one. I think it's all or
if
nothing.
you have one and it's
That's
the
all or
$800
nothing.
and it's the $800 even more. Okay,
It's all
So
or
you're
nothing.
bringing you on my side
Unless
now.
you're a kid.
You're under the age of 15. You're kind of free to do a lot of shit.
Let's call that 13.
Yeah, 13 sounds
Yeah.
better. 15, you can drive. You can drive
You
almost
should
by
be
yourself.
hopefully trying to go get some girls.
Yeah,
Whew, you chose violence today.
I chose violence, boy.
This next one, someone in my family has actually done, and let's just say I know I'm right on this one. If you have a replica championship ring for any sports team that you did not play on or are part of that organization, that's tacky as fuck. Especially if it's a cheap knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
I have someone in my family that...
You know how many I've almost bought?
Dude, really?
Oh, yeah. Dude, literally, Bama's first win. My dad and I tried to get...
Like 09?
Yeah, tried to get replica rings. And the only reason we didn't is because when we finally found somebody that found some, they were like $100. And it was like, just like steel.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even good. And we're like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, if we ain't going to do this, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
And that was the only reason we didn't buy one.
No, I have a friend who worked in the recruiting office during a couple of the Bama National Championships, and they made the recruiting office pay for theirs. So all he got was, I think he has 2 SEC championship rings.
Yeah, but they're at least real.
But he worked in the department.
They are at least real, and he was a part of the organization.
Yeah. But there's, as soon as I say this, you can narrow it down to 2 people, and I think you'll know who one of them is.
I've already got one in my head.
It's only gonna be 2.
I've already
It's
got
the
one.
Auburn 2010 National Championship.
I've already had one in my head.
And someone came into his work and was like, "I know I have a replica ring," and he was like, "Really?" I think he bought it off the guy for like $50, and it was Cam Newton's, and it was so
What do you
cheap.
mean it was Cam Newton? Like
It was what would be Cam Newton's championship ring. It was not his actual championship ring.
They had to, with their names on the side.
Yeah, his
and
name
shit.
was on the side, and his number was
I was
on
about
the
to say,
side.
what do you mean they're, I got you now.
And like the AU on the side wasn't even perfectly straight. Like there was a lump in one of the sides of the A. And I remember like when we all had this shared house, we had a mantle just full of Auburn stuff, and he went up there and put it up there. I looked at it, I was like, this shit.
You need to take it down right now.
Yeah. You want to guess?
I'm not
You don't
going to
have to
guess
say
how
the
loud.
You don't have to say the name, but you can guess relation.
I'm going to go with blood related.
Well, yeah, there's only two that could be.
One's older and one's younger.
Brother or dad is basically what I'm asking.
No.
Which one?
Dad.
No.
Really?
No. Dad was like, yeah, that's tacky. We didn't play on that team.
I'm sorry.
Someone came into Planet Fitness to show it to my brother, and he was like, "I want that."
Not gonna lie, I'm sorry, but I would have called your dad first over your brother.
No, we both looked at each other.
Just because your brother I don't know. He seems like he would at least have. No, your dad would have done that. He would have found a real one over.
I mean, he definitely has more contacts to get a real one.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, I don't. He also, now my dad does, he was a school resource officer at Prattville when they won a state championship. And he does have one of those.
That's fine.
But,
if you're a part of the organization at any point,
he has that one, and then he has one from where he was a coach and at one of the schools in Birmingham. I think at Woodlawn, he was like a coach, and they won the intercity championship. And
that's different.
My brother was like, dude, when dad dies, I want the Prattville ring. I was like, you can have the fucking Prattville ring.
Have it.
Yeah, it's actually on the coaching staff on the other one.
Jeez, you can have that.
I said there's two things.
Yeah, you can have that at Togger ring.
No, it was Prattville High School.
I thought he was a part of
the Togger
one too.
I think he may have gotten a Togger one
too.
He may have gotten one of those too.
He was something. What? I thought he was.
He was a school resource officer for them too. But yeah, no.
I'm gonna parlay off of that one.
Okay.
And go with game tickets from national champion replica game tickets from national.
Dude, I'm a offender of this one.
Well, I was almost an offender of this one too, but like to buy the tickets
I don't have
to
a
games
national
that you don't go to.
Oh no, that's tacky.
That's what I'm saying. It's to buy the ticket, buy the replica tickets for games you don't go to.
Okay, no, what I have is from the 2010 national championship season. I went to 3 games that year. I have, including Georgia. So I went to like a decent game. Yeah. I have my former stepmom and my dad went to that game, and they got me a program. So I got the program and then the 3 tickets to the games I went to from.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, you go into the like lids or something.
Yeah.
And they've got like the box
Bama
set
Fever, Tiger
of like
Pride.
like the 2 home game, like the 2 best home games that year, the SEC championship and the national championship. To buy that and have that in your house, like, and again,
I don't even make paper tickets anymore.
Almost did that too. Almost did that too.
I don't even make paper tickets
The amount
anymore.
of times I almost bought like that kind of stuff is insane.
I have a whole.
Like now looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't because of that. It's like, man, I'm buying something I never went to.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a whole lanyard of tickets I went to, and they don't make paper tickets anymore.
Well, no, that
makes me really sad.
Having the tickets from the games you went to is one thing.
Because I've been to a lot of cool stuff post pandemic when they stopped making paper tickets.
Of course,
me, my dad, and my brother went to Cowboys Raiders Thanksgiving Day in Dallas.
You and I went to Titans Raiders.
Yeah, I would have taken that one.
Hadn't played in 7+ years together in Titan,
in
Tennessee.
Yeah,
no paper ticket for that one.
But yeah, no, yeah, I can see that one.
Buying the tickets for games you didn't go to, and having them displayed.
Damn, now I'm trying to remember my 4th one. I've done for.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if I can.
Dang, where am I after that? What are things I've thought were cool and they're just really not?
I've got one.
Are you gonna go Pops? I would say I was about to go statues because I have Luffy statue. But I think like one small one isn't terrible. I was gonna take a shot at you and have hats that aren't sports teams.
Sure. I've got
I
I think
you've
4.
got-
I think I've got 4 and wearing one right now.
No, I had a good one.
I think most of my hats aren't sports teams.
I had a good one. Oh, I gotta show you. We were at the mall, and there's a new Biscuits hat. It's Mo the Biscuit Eater, and he's got like, I don't know, he's like in this crazy pose, about to throw a baseball. The mascot, the anteater.
Yeah.
We were at the Lids in the Galleria, and there's like this cool. It's Mo the Biscuit Eater, but he's like in an action shot, and it's in biscuit colors.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then they also had the El Paso Chihuahuas, and
should have bought that when I was in El Paso.
They had the Norfolk, Virginia, like they had one that was like a Sasquatch, and then they had another one that was like a sea monster.
Why the fuck was that in Birmingham?
Because people have realized how cool minor league hats are.
I still want to find a taco. I want a taco hat at some point.
Oh.
Remember the taco?
Yeah.
I should have bought that Chihuahuas jersey when I was in El Paso that time.
Yeah. See, I've got one, but I don't think no one thinks it's cool. It's just super tacky. But I'll go with it.
I mean, super tacky, that's the whole point.
Yeah, but I think most people would be like, yeah, that's not cool to own that. Like,
like
the thought to like
fuck it.
I think I'm reaching for this one, because I think most people wouldn't think this is cool to begin with, but they make a shit ton of them, so someone's buying them. But all the anime girls and very scantily clad,
all right, not gonna lie,
those statues.
I'm all right.
What are you about to say?
Low key, kind of cool, because kind of hot, but at the same time, how disturbing is it that like
I'll
you
agree.
have a
They
3/4
make
ass naked
I'll
chick
agree
just
that-
sitting on your fucking shelf?
I'll agree that they make those statues hot, but I'm not saying it's cool to own them
No, fucking definitely
or
not cool
even
to
think
own
to
them.
buy them.
Like imagine walking.
It's
in a
more
dude's
of
house.
like I just want to see the statue.
Imagine
and take it out of
walking
the
in a
box.
dude's house. A dude's house.
Yeah,
And you walk in and there's 10 of them lined up on the shelf.
you get the fuck out of there.
You run.
They're gonna rape
You
you.
run.
Now they probably can't physically do anything.
Catch
to
you, but still, you
like,
run.
You don't give them the opportunity.
You do not
But yeah.
say yes.
Like one of my favorite characters from One Piece is Nico Robin, and
Yeah.
they make a lot of her, and I'm just like,
How
I
many
want to look at it, but I don't want to own it.
how many pillows? You remember those fucking full body pillows we saw at the Comic-Con?
I almost wanted to buy that.
I almost did just to bring it home for my wife just to
Don't even show it
she
to
would
her.
have fucking burned it.
Don't even show it to her. Just like get in the bed and like put it in between
Yeah.
y'all, and then like hug it and use it as like your pillow to put
Yeah,
between
because then I
your
would have had a
thighs.
caved in skull the next morning.
That would have been fucking hilarious. But yeah, anything waifu / hot anime girl related.
But dude, I just can imagine walking into somebody's house and that being the showpiece.
You got to get out of there fast.
Yeah. I'm actually going to take a shot at myself on this last one. And that's going to be Funko Pops.
Yeah,
I've got
they were fun when everybody thought you were gonna get rich for collecting.
I've got 12 of them over there. 11.
You've got a double pack though.
Yeah, I've got a double pack.
How many different stormtroopers do you have?
Well, let's see. I've got one. I've got a Phasma, Clone Trooper, First Order Trooper, Snow Trooper, Kylo Ren, Vader. I don't know what that other one is up there. Ooh, sorry. Flash. For some reason I bought the Flash one. Wonder Woman.
I think someone gave
Dual
you-
pack of Civil War with America and Iron Man. Yeah, not gonna lie. About
and
one
the
of
Black
the
Panther one.
Yep, Black Panther. Because you
That one
remember,
we thought we were.
like
saw one of
literally
them, and
no
we thought it
one.
was gonna be-
They were sold out. They're never gonna sell them again.
Then we went to Walmart and,
And
there's a whole
there
pallet
was
of
like
them.
50 of them, and we still each bought one.
The moment I knew I was done with Funko Pops was when I walked into
That was the one I was done when I bought the Black Panther, and there was 50 of them on the shelf.
Oh, I think that happened. Mine happened after that, but it was like I walked into Second and Charles, and they were having a buy two or buy. It was either buy two or three. Basically you get four for either the price of two or three.
Either way, it was.
And I was just like, oh, I can buy that one I really wanted. And then instead of just being like, oh, I don't really like the rest of these, I went, I mean, I guess that one.
Yeah.
And I guess that
one.
I couldn't get the four. I couldn't find a fourth one I even wanted.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, and then I got in the car. I was like, why didn't I just buy the one that I kind of wanted?
Just the one. Just get the one.
I was like, these are dumb. Why did I?
So you still bought all four?
I think it was like a 2 for $4.
Either way, you bought four when you really just wanted the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like,
yep,
why the fuck did I do this?
Yeah. I definitely, I'm pretty sure it was definitely with the, it was either with the Panther.
There was certain franchise you're like, it used to be a thing where it's like, ooh, what franchise is going to get a Funko Pop?
Yeah.
And then like kind of made them rare. And then it's just
you remember when we were going to Hot Topic all the time and they were the only ones that had exclusives?
And then you saw some people get Funko Pops and you're just like, this thing's kind of over the hill if they're doing those.
Sesame Street got Funkos.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes got Funkos.
I could see Looney Tunes now.
Yeah. But one of my biggest ones was definitely getting the Black Panther when one of our buddies.
You wanted all.
Yeah.
All
the clone troopers. All the clone / stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And I went in one day and I looked at the shelf and there was, I already had
they
like
legit
4.
added like
I had like 4 and then all of a sudden there was like 8 more.
Yeah. Every piece of Star Wars content came out with like 3.
And then I just stared at them one day and I went, yep, I'm done.
And they were at like $25 a piece.
Yeah. And I was like, yep, I'm done. And it was the end of our college.
I'm surprised you still have those.
Fuck, what the hell am I going to do with them? No one's going to buy them.
Take them Second Charles.
Damn, I'll at least keep them over than getting screwed. Man, Second Charles, give me $1 for them bitches.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's $11 fucking dollars for my effort.
Okay.
That ain't worth my effort. They'll just sit on that shelf
and
and
buy
dust.
a comic book for $11. Dude, I took I took 3 books to Second Charles the other day and got $8 out of it. I was like, all right, cool. That's $8 off my next purchase.
What did you take?
I got the box set of One Piece, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
But before that, I had the collected versions that have volumes 1, 2, and 3. So I had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. And then I went ahead and took, the volume 1 of My Hero Academia. There isn't still enough of those around. I might just say fuck it and get the box set.
Get the box set.
Well,
shit, it's what, 130 now? Probably 120?
I've caught up all the way to where the dubs are on Funimation.
Mm-hmm.
One Piece is on some good shit right now. I'm talking about.
Man, there's just so many episodes, man. I still
nowhere near as
Naruto
One Piece.
Well, I thought you said you were catching up to One Piece. You
I am starting.
You caught up to My Hero.
Yeah, I'm in like the 700s out of like 1,000 something in One Piece. But no, I'm like,
Christ.
I don't know how many episodes of One Piece or My Hero are, but I'm like
getting there.
I'm waiting for dubs to come out. So.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you remember Eraserhead, right?
Yes.
At
yes.
one point, there's a story arc where someone develops a gun that shoots these like. Not bullets, but it's like something with a needle on it, and then there's like injection needles.
Yeah.
And it takes
like tranquilizer darts.
Yeah, but it takes people's quirks away. And right now, Eraserhead is like actively suppressing a very powerful villain, and like has like a water guy like running water over his eyes so he doesn't blink and turn it off. And he shoots Eraserhead in the leg, and the motherfucker literally just feels where it hits, grabs a knife, and like cuts everything from the knee down off so he can keep his powers and keep that guy's powers turned off. It was the most badass thing I've seen in a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can only... Oh, no.
Yeah, it's badass.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's like what they're doing right now.
Oh, fuck.
That's how big of a threat. That's how big of a threat they're having to deal with right now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I had a
Chopped his own fucking leg off.
Next episode, I'll tell you something. I've been reading this book. Is like How to Understand Comics. Is basically like a thing I'm trying to read just to like help writing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I learned some interesting techniques that Japanese writers and mangas do that are very cool. We'll talk about it next episode.
All right.
But that was our. Let us know in the comments or on the internet what tacky things or whatever Legos you have.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Cars. If anybody got a car out there, I would actually love to see it.
I want the Mystery Machine.
I would love to see it.
Or
if
a
you do have
Batmobile.
one.
But yeah, let us know. Tell your friends about the show. Next week we've got
Saga Volume 10
Saga,
for
yes.
week 5 of January. Start the year off with 5 episodes.
Yes. And we'll also talk about our favorite things from 2022.
Damn right.
So yeah, that's next week though. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.